Hello New Zealand, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us for our weather update for the week ahead. And as we forecast last week, we saw some heavy rain, slips and flooding around the weekend, mostly in Northland, but we saw heavy falls in other parts, but Northland was clearly the area that got the subtropical deluge. Now this week, it's all about a cold, wintry change. And by the way, it's not going to be that cold. It will actually reset temperatures back to normal because it's so much warmer than normal right now. The main feature this week will be a burst of snow and a burst of wind coming through on Wednesday with a colder change. And we could be seeing some gales once again around northern New Zealand. So we'll kick off with the Monday animated wind map. Still got these mild winds coming down and across the country. All of New Zealand is basically warmer than average. This is the departure from normal, showing many regions in red today. That is 4 to 8 degrees for this date, warmer than it historically is. So enjoy it. The areas in yellow, you're in that sort of 2 to 4 degrees above normal. So many places are warmer than average for Monday. We've got this colder change arriving on Tuesday and Wednesday, sort of the peak of the cold is Wednesday. But a lot of the data we're looking at suggests that daytime temperatures will be about normal for this time of the year, which shows you how much warmer than average it is right now, that when you get a cold southerly change like that, it doesn't really push temperatures down below normal. So on Tuesday, the low down here, 983 hectopascals, that's quite deep, and 1034 out over here. So that means there's a big Tasman Sea squash zone. The isobars get pushed together, and that means the wind very strong, damaging winds. Now this is out at sea for the most part on Tuesday, but it comes in on Wednesday into northern areas. So you'll see on Tuesday a change away from those nor'easters and easterlies we've been seeing since last week. Now the westerly winds return, and we'll be seeing downpours in the South Island, some heavy with snow falling higher up. On Wednesday, the main surge of windy weather comes on in across the North Island. We'll feature on that in a second. But really, to be honest with you, the main feature on Wednesday will be the cold change in many other places. Like I say, it doesn't really go below average for many of you. These showers will be heavy. Some might have hail, some could be a bit squally, especially around the North Island, and these winds up here are very strong. So we'll switch to a wind map now. So this area in purple, that's 100 k's an hour, the gusts. So when that hits places like the Manukau Heads and the hilltops around Auckland and some of the wind tunnels through the CBD, it can go higher than the gust map you're seeing there. So this is one to keep an eye on. The wind barbs, there are yellow and green ones. That means that the average wind is around 30 or 40 k's an hour. So it's not quite gale force, but when that surge moves through, the winds do get up to gale force in this area here. So there's a chance on Wednesday PM for Auckland, Northland and Coromandel Peninsula that there could be power cuts because of trees coming down. And don't forget those trampolines that go flying all over the place. Let's get into Thursday, and it's a windy day across the country, but the peak winds start to reduce, start to come down a bit. It's a classic windy sou'wester day around the country. The blue line that indicates the colder air, it's already dropping back. So this is not a brutal change, but the snow levels will start to accumulate. And once we go to Friday, this is the 4-day snow map from right now until early on Friday morning. And some of the totals will start around Central Plateau on Mount Ruapehu there. You could be seeing 50 centimetres of snow, half a metre. That's great news. In the South Island, similar story, but here around Franz Josef, you're talking potentially over a metre, 150 to 300, sorry, I've got to get that right, make sure I don't get it too wrong. We're talking centimetres here, 150 to 300, that's 1.5 metres to 3 metres. Now, I'm not really thinking that'll be going up to the 3 metre mark, but it's certainly leaning into the 150 centimetre mark. So that's a lot of snow coming over the next 4 days on the mountain tops. But I stress it's on the mountain tops. So it increases the avalanche risk, but further down, lower levels, it is not looking too problematic. As you go through Friday, it's a colder day once more. You know, the South Island, the lower North Island, the coldest. You've got showers and sou'westers. To the north, those showers aren't quite so intense. And our final map, well, we've got two of them actually for Saturday. The first one is the accumulated rainfall map between right now and Saturday. So 5 days worth of rain, and it shows a lot over here on the west coast. Some of these totals well up into the 200 millimetre mark. So watch for flooding, watch for slips. They've just had a long dry spell. The areas you see in pink and purple around it, sort of 80, 90, 100 millimetres. So that's a lot of rain this week for the west coast. But look at the eastern side, the blue and the green there, indicating just a couple of showers, if that, or just a couple of spits maybe coming in around Canterbury and up around the Auckland water catchment area. Not a huge amount, 15 to 20 millimetres, get that one right, between now and the end of the week. And the final map is for Saturday around New Zealand. Look at that high rolling in from Aussie, settling things down in many regions. Could be a little bit cold at night, but in the South Island, subtropical winds are starting to develop, so it's not going to be too tough for you down there. And by the way, we've had such a cold run of weather lately in the South Island, this pattern might actually start to see those temperatures gradually lifting up. That's all from me. We'll see you again on Tuesday.